How long we got? Good. Okay, so the last video took a turn for not the worst, but definitely not what we were intending to do. But I should definitely just stop saying that because I think that's always how things happen to begin with. So, we're on Deuteronomy 34. I normally don't like announce it because I put it as the title so you'll know where we're at anyway. But, yeah, that's where we're at. And we might read the first chapter of Joshua. Yeah, that seems pretty short. So we'll get into that. And we might read the second one too, because I do like the story of Joshua a lot more than I care for just in general, the story of Israel. Because it's annoying. Like, reading that book annoys me. Like, Exodus, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy, like, they just annoy me. And it annoys me the most because we're all like that. Like, God shows us so many different signs that he's doing this for us, and yet we always feel the need to question exactly what he's doing, to the point where, like, we're not just questioning him anymore. We're, like, actually being like, you never help us out and blah, blah, blah. You know, like, when you need to act right, and that's not how you ask someone for help. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to ask for help, but they were literally like, you brought us here to kill us. That's what we're thinking. You brought us here to kill us. And that's like, you know, that would make me mad too. Shoot. So, and then, Moses didn't make it. We all know that. Because he stuck up for them. But at the same time, I'm like, what would I have done? I probably wouldn't have stuck up so much for them. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably wouldn't have. I understand certain things, and maybe I would have been a little bit more active in things. However, Moses was slow of tongue. He specifically said that to God, so it really was his character to not really understand what to do about the situation, because there are people telling him this and that and stuff, and it's one thing to like take advice from people, but it's another to like, assume that it's okay for them to run the show when you're the one that God said, like, not your brother Aaron. He's just part of the priesthood in general, but you're Moses. And that's something that's really important about right now, is coming into your power and understanding that you are you. And so I plan on having a team in general of like very youthful and loving people. I don't really know how to put that any better way. Like, God-fearing, yes, but like just in general, free-spirited, moving forward people. But I also will not allow someone to tell me what I believe to be wrong. Like, Aaron literally made the calf for the children of Israel after they asked for it. Or I don't even think they really even, oh yeah, no, they did. They did. And then on top of that, he didn't try to steer them the opposite direction. And that is literally one of the rules. Like, don't allow other people to sin if you can help them, especially the people that you and your whole, it's your tribe, like, that's why you're there. So, yeah. Moving on. Chapter 34. And Moses went up from the plains of Moab unto the mountain of Nebo to the top of Pisgah, that is over against Jericho. And the Lord shewed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan, and all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim, and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah unto the utmost sea, and the south, and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees, unto Zor. And the Lord said unto him, This is the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, saying, I will give it unto thy seed. I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither. So Moses the servant of the Lord died. So Moses the servant of the Lord died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab over against Beth Peor, but no man knoweth his sepulchre unto this day. And Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. And Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid out his hands upon him, and the children of Israel hearkened unto him, and did as the Lord commanded Moses. And there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. In all the signs and the wonders which the Lord sent him to do in the land of Egypt to Pharaoh and all his servants, and to all his land, and in all that mighty hand, and in all the great terror which Moses shewed in the sight of all Israel. I think it's funny that Moses was 120 when he died, because that's exactly the age I would like to be when I die. I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know. I don't remember actually why I even feel like that. Like I feel like there's a cutoff time, and I feel like I can do everything that I want and rest for as much as I want before that time, and then I feel like after that, I'm not even trying to be on this earth in this reality. Like, I'm trying to go somewhere else. But like, I'm trying to have full adventure here, you know? So I feel like 120 is a good cutoff point, because you're not too old generally. Like, to me, it's not. You're not too old, but at the same time, you're not immortal either. So you're like, like it's a good middle. Like, I believe I can make it there, and I believe that I will make it there. So I'm really happy about that, because that sounds exciting. Book of Joshua. Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. From the wilderness in this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your coast. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life, as I was with Moses, so will I be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. Be strong and of a good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. The book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither thou be... I can't read when I start yawning. My eyes aren't even watery yet. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, Pass through the host, and command the people, saying, Prepare you victuals, for within 3 days ye shall pass over this Jordan to go in to possess the land, which the Lord your God giveth you to possess it. And to the Reubenites and to the Gadites and to the half tribe of Manasseh spake Joshua, saying, Remember the word which Moses the servant of the Lord commanded you, saying, The Lord your God hath given you rest, and hath given you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your cattle shall remain in the land which Moses gave you on this side Jordan. But ye shall pass before your brethren, armed, all the mighty men of valor, and help them, until the Lord have given your brethren rest, as he hath given you, and they also have possessed the land which the Lord your God giveth them. Then ye shall return unto the land of your possession, and enjoy it, which Moses the Lord's servant gave you on this side Jordan toward the sun rising. And they answered Joshua, saying, All that thou commandest us we will do, and whithersoever thou sendest us we will go. According as we hearkened unto Moses in all things, so will we hearken unto thee. Only the Lord thy God be with thee as he was with Moses. Whosoever he be that doth rebel against thy commandment, and will not hearken unto thy words in all that thou commandest him, he shall be put to death. Only be strong and of a good courage. Man, that's real. Honestly, like, and my understanding is like, did I not encourage you? Did I not tell you what to do? Like, when God does tell me to do something, and well, when God tells me to do something, that's our life. But you get the point here. Like, you know, the Lord has us do things and appear and stuff. You know, like, it's really nerve-wracking in its own way to be putting out this information that I normally talk about, that is so controversial, is so ridiculous. And you know, I was in church one good time, not one good time. I went there, I think for like, let's see, November, December. It was like the last part of November, because I remember I was there for all the food. So, you know, and it was a Mexican church. It wasn't a Catholic church. It was a evangelist church. But they were talking about, it just really caught my ear, because the preacher himself, or the pastor, he was like a really interesting person to listen to. And I was able to not only learn more stuff. See, the thing is about learning things, you learn it, true. Excuse me. But like, I would learn something probably that day and already decipher it and pick it apart and stuff, and then laugh about it when we're in church and they're talking about it. I would rather go to Bible study than the service on Sunday, but like, I was there for both because I felt like I needed to be in the house of the Lord in general, and with other active believers, regardless of if we saw eye to eye or not. And so that was a really interesting church in general, because it's funny that we don't see eye to eye, but like, I'm agreeing with everything you're saying up there, you know. I already went through it, I already thought about it and stuff like that, and it's still really helping me out. So that's different. But like, you know, don't belittle what I know, even though they don't really know what I know, because they never really asked. It's funny how you become a new pet to people. They're like, oh, they're so, you know, they're old. I've never seen you before, like fascinated by you, really. And then like, they realize that you're different, or that whenever you open your mouth, you could probably say something that would probably burst their mind, so they probably don't ask. So, you know, that was a whole different situation. But yeah, like, it's a really big deal to preach what I preach, to be honest with you. And I'm glad that I'm not the only one in the world that even like knows a lot about what I'm doing in general, because like, we're all connected in that way. But at the same time, I know what I know, but a lot of people know what they know. And so that's really cool, to know that everybody is going to be validated in this truth. My truth is the truth of the all. It validates what you know to be your truth, because everybody understands that. But there are a lot of people that truly don't understand that, and that's why they struggle with their own lives and the lives of others that they may have in their hand or not. So, yeah, God encourages me, and I'm really happy about that, because if I had nobody, which currently I really don't, I have him. I've always had him, and he deserves a lot more praise in general. Like, as a person, he wants to be loved and taken care of. He wants you to be friends with him. He doesn't want you to just be someone that calls on him when you need him and not talk to him, because he's always there. He's not up there, he's in here, and he's also everywhere. Like, he's not just like in your heart type of situation. Like, he is you. Like, he's in there. So when I say I talk to God, I'm like, I'm definitely talking to him. Like, I'm not, like, I know who I am. I know who he is. I know who Spirit is. I know when it's one of my angels. I'll know, like, because they'll kind of like heat up their independent chakra. I was gonna say specific. It has the word spect in it, but that's not, it's not taking the right form. Respective, there we go, their respective chakra. and they'll like let me know, or they'll just kind of like tell me what I need to know in general, and I'll know that it's coming from that chakra specifically. So like, yeah. And then I definitely know when ego has something to say. We'll definitely say that. And it's not even just like ego being the negative energy. I don't really hear too much of the negative energy. It's more like I feel it when it needs to be felt, and when I'm like battling something that I need to transcend over. So, I'm very aware of what's happening with me. I'm very self-aware, not self-conscious. I used to be self-conscious, for sure, but my head was not as organized as it is right now. Like, this is like a little file cabinet. And, if it's important, I'll find it. If not, it'll pop up when it's time, I suppose. Moving on, because we got another one to read. And Joshua the son of Nun sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, Go view the land, even Jericho. And they went, and came into an harlot's house named Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. And the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, There came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were. And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof, and she said unto the men, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you, when ye came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on this other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have shewed you kindness, that ye will also shew kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token. And that ye will save alive my father and my mother and my brethren and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. And the men answered her, Our life for yours, if ye utter not this our business. And it shall be, when the Lord hath given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, Get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may ye go your way. And the men said unto her, We will be blameless of this thine oath, which thou hast made us swear. Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window, which thou didst let us down by, and thou shalt bring thy father and thy mother and thy brethren and all thy father's household home unto thee. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with thee in the house, his blood shall be on our head, if any hand be upon him. And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit of thine oath which thou hast made us to swear. And she said, According unto your words, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed, and she bound the scarlet line in the window. And they went and came unto the mountain, and abode there 3 days, until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way, but found them not. So the two men returned and descended from the mountain and passed over, and came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all things that befell him. And they said unto Joshua, Truly the Lord hath delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and they removed from Shittim, and came to Jordan, he and all the children of Israel, and lodged there before they passed over. And it came to pass after 3 days that the officers went through the host. And they commanded the people, saying, When ye see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, and the priests, the Levites, bearing it, then ye shall remove from your place and go after it. Yet there shall be a space between you and it, about 2,000 cubits by measure. Come not near unto it, that ye may know the way by which ye must go, for ye have not passed this way heretofore. And Joshua said unto the people, Sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. And Joshua spake unto the priests, saying, Take up the ark of the covenant, and pass over before the people. And they took up the ark of the covenant, and went before the people. And the Lord said unto Joshua, This day will I begin to magnify thee in the sight of all Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. And thou shalt command the priests that bear the ark of the covenant, saying, When ye are come to the brink of water, when ye are come to the brink of the water of Jordan, ye shall stand still in Jordan. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, Come hither and hear the words of the Lord your God. And Joshua said, Hereby ye shall know that the living God is among you, and that he will without fail drive out from before you the Kenites, and the Hittites, and the Hivites, and the Perizzites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Jebusites. Behold, the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth passeth over before you into Jordan. Now therefore take you 12 men out of the tribes of Israel, out of every tribe a man. And it shall come to pass, as soon as the soles of the feet of the priests that bear the ark of the Lord of all the earth, shall rest in the waters of Jordan, that the waters of Jordan shall be cut off from the waters that come down from above, and they shall stand upon an heap. And it came to pass, when the people removed from their tents to pass over Jordan, and the priest bearing the ark of the covenant before the people, and as they that bear the ark were come unto Jordan, and the feet of the priests that bear the ark were dipped in the brim of the water, for Jordan overfloweth all his banks all the time of harvest, as he should, that the waters which came down from above stood and rose up upon an heap very far from the city Adam, that is beside Zaratan, and those that came down toward the sea of the plain, even the salt sea, failed and were cut off, and the people passed over right against Jericho. And the priests that bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the midst of Jordan, and all the Israelites passed over on dry ground until all the people were passed clean over Jordan. Praise the Lord. Yeah, so that was funny. While I was reading the second chapter, God was telling me to read the other one too, and now I know why specifically. So the first chapter was, I'm so sorry about touching stuff like that, because I don't know if does it crazily. So the first chapter was basically about how, Moses didn't make it. Now there's a new prophet, basically, and he's leading them into the whole situation, right? They went and they saved certain people. And by certain people, I do mean one person and their family. So that is certain people, because we don't know that family. We know her. And the Lord saved his follower in the land specifically. And that is the only reason why those spies were sent, because they really didn't need to send spies in there, because God specifically said, I'm going to tear everybody apart anyway, it don't matter. Excuse me. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. So, yeah. That person got saved, and they were like, if you tell anybody, we will be forced to not followed through on our oath, and that was a big deal. So moving on from that point, that's like basically saying, God is indeed saving everybody that is a follower of his. That whole town, that whole thing, like Egypt itself was not a follower of the Lord, and so thus they got messed up, right? And then wherever they were going, because I don't pay attention to like lands and stuff, I just know who's who and what. Geography is not my thing. So those people, they were not followers of the Lord. So they had no real knowledge of the fact that they should fear the Lord instead of trying to kill the people that are coming in to take their land. That's just like saying the darker energies, people in general, they're like, I don't believe in God, I don't obey him. However, I will fight against him. And I think that's funny. So that's basically what he's saying right now. Like, you say what you want, but if you're not on my side, I don't know what to do for you because you're gonna die. Like, you hear a lot of people say that, like, to save your soul and stuff like that. And, that's real too. But to put it into a more positive form, he saves you from damnation in general. And I don't mean like just, being in hell after this, because a lot of people like to think that is appealing. And, I was a lower vibration as well. So I also understand both sides of the coin. However, being a part of the light means that you live a longer and more fruitful life, that you can get out of the depression and the emptiness that you have in your life right now, and you can enjoy your life. Ties that have been severed, if they are meant to be put back together, they will be put back together. You will be more abundant. You will look better. I didn't always look like this, and I did not always see myself like this. And that is a beautiful thing that spirituality in general will help you do and be. It helps you be more you, because this is who we are. I am perfect, you are perfect, but you really have to remember why. And then the second chapter specifically was saying that the Lord is coming, so make sure that you sanctify yourselves. The Lord is going to show you something crazy, something good, something marvelous. So get ready for that. And this speaks a lot about what I've been doing right now. Last night we did a full meditation on having more clear understanding of ourselves, which is why I'm able to be more confident in front of you this day. And that's such a big deal to me. The more confident I become, that has nothing to do with how often I'm in front of the camera. It has to do with how often I'm understanding why I should be confident. What message am I putting out? So if you do magic and you're comfortable with it, please do sanctify yourselves. Do some type of ritual. I'm very ritualistic myself. Like I said, this is a protection charm for me. And I asked the Lord for it in general, because I used to have a bracelet, but it was time for it to go. And I have this one around Pikachu's neck, and this one I sleep with underneath, like it's underneath my head at night. And so, thank you, Pikachu. You're adorable. Okay, yeah, it's underneath my head at night. It's just the same as if you put like a crystal, a certain type of crystal underneath your pillow or anything like that. Also, make sure you know what your intention is and why, and knowing what type of crystal you should be putting under your pillow. Do your research in that, because I am able to be more explorative in the way that I do things, because I'm drawn to doing these certain things. But if you're not used to working with dreams, magic, yourself, then you should do your research first and understanding more about the crystals, what they mean, and what it is that you're trying to get out of it. Like, I heard that putting clear quartz underneath your pillow would be a really too powerful. It's not a good idea, especially because it opens you up to lower frequencies like your root chakra and stuff like that. But like, I'll swim in my root chakra just to get what I want out of it. I don't care. Like, to me, the more that I get into my darker energies in general, the more clean I feel, because I'm able to go through that. I'm able to do that because that's what we do, right? So know yourself and know what it is that you're able to do. I advise different colored candles and stuff like that. Good intentions. Asking God for help. Literally asking God for help. Asking Spirit for help. Holy Spirit and God, they're not the same people, but Holy Spirit really will help you connect specifically to God. And we became friends during the training of me and the Lord and Spirit, which is a story for a different time. But yeah, know yourself, sanctify yourselves because the Lord is coming, and make sure that you purge, do some burping, do some farting, respectively. Some people nasty, straight up. And then, do some pooping if you need to. Drink a lot of water because that's really important for you right now. And July is, in general, a really powerful month. And if you're watching this and it's not July, this month that you're currently in is going to be a powerful month because time is an illusion, energy is fluid. You'll hear the whole spiritual community say this, and they'll normally say these are for entertainment purposes only, but this is not. It's because they don't want to be responsible for what it is that you choose to do. I'm not even responsible for what you choose to do, but God is giving me that, that information, that energy to give you because that is our path. What we say is truth. We are not allowed to say anything other than. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you heed our warning, heed our, things in general, and make sure that you take care of yourself because that's all we want, right?